It's Bruce. I make sales simple for entrepreneurs or startup founders and professional service business. The question I got today was, are you making sales harder than it needs to be? And that's like a really simple question, but you pause and think about it like, well, am I making things more difficult? One of the challenges as an entrepreneur moving towards business owner is realizing how much activity I was doing that wasn't productivity. Right? How much, I don't want to say wasted time, but it was more busy than it was effective. And so maybe some level there was some time lost because I wasn't efficient with how I was spending the time. And the question, so there's two things I did. First of all, I asked a question. And you'll hear that over and over and over again. A lot of the trainings I create are centered around asking better questions. If you can ask better questions, you get better answers. And I even talk about in my book, Better Questions, Better Clients. Like, what are the questions we're not asking that are costing us the most money? And so the question is, if I introduce myself, I tell you, hey, my name's Bruce. I make sales simple. Well, you have to ask yourself, well, how do you do that? And then maybe a subconscious thought is, well, what am I doing that's the opposite of simple, right? That's difficult or complicated. And then the next question is, well, okay, if those first two are true, I want sales to be simple. I don't want it to be difficult. How can you help me? There's three things I see over and over again, which are the shortest paths to the most results. And not the shortest as taking a shortcut or skipping steps, but let's just get straight to results. I think anything running a business has taught me you don't get paid for how much time you took. You don't get paid for how busy you are. You don't win any awards for being the busiest business owner. You get paid for results. So it makes sense to me. So if I can get you more results in less time, that makes it even more valuable, perhaps even at a premium. So how do we get you more results in more time? And then there's always another question. How do we make sure those results last? So not just a spike, right? Bruce's team came in, they helped out for a little while, things were great, then they left and things were not so great. How do we make that sustainable growth? So the answer is threefold. The first is personal and professional development. Some of that does include pure sales training. But what I found is even more important is leadership and accountability. Shout out to Andre Hatchett. He has offered to support the team in the area of accountability and leadership. So how do we create better leaders at any level of the business? And how do we hold them accountable to achieve their goals to improve their productivity and their effectiveness? So the first thing is going to be personal professional development. Second is going to be sales strategy. That sales strategy means answering the question, how do we make sales simple for our organization? So that's either getting more done in less time, right? Maybe you're getting more done in the same amount of time. That's an efficiency increase. Maybe you're getting in the same amount of time you're accomplishing more this way. So maybe it's, hey, we're getting the same amount of work done, but it's spending less time. I'll take that. That's a win. But if we can spend less time and get more done, that's a huge win. That's what we call a quantum leap. So we've got personal and professional development. We've got sales strategy. That answers the question, how do we make sales simple? That's really what I love to do. Let's brainstorm, let's plan, let's analyze what the data is. If we don't have data, why not? Right? And then if we don't have data, what do we need to be tracking in order to hit our goals consistently and predictably? So that's just this far from being redundant, but I like it because when I say consistent, I mean that we have a process that allows us to duplicate our results. And when I say predictable, we don't want to say, hey, if we do this, we're going to hit our goal by this margin. Predictable, I mean, is being able to narrow in with a high level of accuracy. Like, we do these actions, these activities over this time. This is a result plus or minus a small percentage, small margin of error. And that's what sales strategy. That's my favorite part. But that's not where everyone needs to start. Some people just need to multiply. And that's where the last thing is sales technology. What tools, software, or team members even, do we need to multiply what we're already doing? And I love to do it in that order because if I just gave you a CRM, but the team isn't trained on using it, or you already have one, so now you've got two CRMs, right? Technology isn't the answer if we ask the wrong question. Technology is usually a multiplier. So we want to make sure we have the training and the strategy that we're multiplying positive results, not negative results. So when I tell you, hey, I make sales simple, that's the outcome. That's what we do. You're going to hear yes more often. You're going to turn more conversations into clients, and you're going to be able to do it more consistently and predictably. Well, how do we get there? It's personal professional development, sales strategy, and sales technology. And each and every one of those work together in concert to help you achieve your goals for more of those clients that you want to keep. Those are the best ones. They're not the clients that leave 5-star reviews, that send in referrals, that leave testimonies. Like, we want more of those. And that's where make sales simple. So here's my challenge for you. Think about your business, what you do, and I want you to, whether it's a video, whether it's writing, articulate, hey, what does he do and how do you do it? How do we get him there? And that it really can be that marketing introduction. And that's the first step of making sales simple is being able to clear, concise, and confidently explain to people what it is you do. All right, I'm Bruce Hill. Remember, one new skill will change your life. Cheers to your success.